I'm going to have to go soon, but I did want to, since my son's birthday is next week, and I no longer will have any children under the age of 18, I wanted to share with you a photo of my son when he was, how old was he here? 3 or 4? Maybe 3 or 4. Here he is. If you can see that. You see him? He's got a fire helmet on, and he's got this really funny look on his face. See that kid? And so he's got a, oh boy, there's a siren. So this is the kid who grew up to be the firefighter, who's going to study environmental science, probably here and close to home. So look at him. Look at the blue eyes. So that's the photo I sent in for the yearbook. He's going to kill me. Yeah, but how many times, moms and dads out there, you know, 18 years is a short time. You got to get in your embarrassing moments when you have the opportunity to embarrass them. It's just how we roll, So I figured we should make the most of it while we're still able to embarrass him in front of his friends. Okay, I'm just kidding. It's harmless. He likes that anyway. He likes that. But it is a little embarrassing. So when he was younger, he was quite the clown. He was a little chubby kid, He was the one he'd fall down just to make everybody laugh. One time I was helping his brother, who was 2.5 years older, with his swimming. And this guy was about 2, not even 2, just at that toddler age where you really had to keep a hand on him at all times, goes over. I took my eye off him for 1 minute. We were at the town pool. And suddenly I look, he had scampered over and he jumped into the big kids pool, the deep end of the toddler pool, which was from here to there. So I left the other kid who wouldn't go past the steps, left the other kid sitting on the steps, and I jumped into the water and grabbed him. I don't even think I jumped in the water. I think I just took my hand and just got a grip on him and pulled him out of the water. I don't even know what I did. I acted so fast. That was the beginning of what turned out to be 18 years of heart-pounding, just seat of my pants, mothering, parenting, just, when you've got one kid who wants to sit and read and think and be on the computer all day, and then you got the other kid who wants to, jump out of airplanes. It's a balancing act. It took all. I used to throw him in the stroller, go get the other kid off the bus. We'd start at the top of the hill. I'd run as fast as I could, and he'd scream for joy. Ah! We'd go down the hill in our neighborhood as fast as I could. We'd get to the bottom, and he's like adrenaline junkie, and I actually enjoyed it too, because I got that fire in me too. But enough is enough. There was this other time when he was a little guy. He was going maybe first grade. He was going to the bus. I'm walking him to the bus. And, no. Yeah, I guess so. His other, I don't know. He went in late. Maybe the other kid wasn't around. And he sees somebody had tossed a beer can on the sidewalk, half empty. So before I could say, no, don't touch that, he had kicked it. He kicked it with his little foot, and the beer came out and went all over his backpack, on his shoes, everything. I had to take him, before school started, I had to take him home and just change him head to toe and try to get rid of the beer smell. So I wouldn't send him to school smelling like a brewery. So there are a lot of these moments, and this kid, he in my book, he gets a lot of the best one-liners, because that's the kind of kid he is, you know, stand up. He's not afraid to say exactly what's on his mind, and if I'm doing something he doesn't like, he has no qualms about telling me, right then and there. Doesn't keep it, it's out, you know. Reminds me of another Aries that we've known in my husband's family. He's got this cousin who's almost like an aunt, because his dad's siblings, he's one of 10, and all his brothers and sisters are like 20 years older than him. So his oldest brother was 20 years older. So my husband's got cousins who are almost like aunts and uncles. And so he's got this cousin. She comes from New York sometimes, and she's an Aries. Well, she's cusp, I think, April 20th. But every time she comes, there is some sort of a leak or an emergency. One time she came and it rained, and I swear this is a true story. Aunt Laura, cousin Laura, it poured rain, and our living room window started to leak. And the whole time we lived in the house, the living room window never leaked. But this time she came over, and she starts running over with towels and mops and you know, fixing the leak. Another time she was over, and the cooler, and we had a cooler with water in it and ice and drinks. It was in the kitchen. All of a sudden it started spilling over, and she's running around getting the mop, you know, mopping up the water. And every time that woman comes to my house, she takes control of the kitchen. She starts putting stuff and doing, you know, putting the dishes away and telling her husband what to do. You go over there, and he starts doing stuff. I'm like, I lost control of my house. This woman comes, she starts going in my cabinets and getting out towels, and, you know, stuff starts leaking, stuff starts going, you know, and then she leaves, and everything kind of goes back to normal. These are the kind of people, these Aries people, they kind of bring their own emergencies with them. Half the time, they seem to cause things that they come to rescue. You know, like this kid, he has friends over, and they're cooking steaks, and all of a sudden there's a fire. Our grill is shooting flames up in the air. I'm like, are you serious? Their way of having fun is like, you know, sending flames through the air, or you know, water leaking. These are people who they just invite crazy energy. You know, it's kind of like, you know, if you have a couple of those people in your life, it's enough, right? One Aries in my life is plenty. But if you've known any Aries, you probably would remember, because that's the kind of starting energy, like when the gun goes off, and you're, you know, you see the track and field people, okay? That's the energy of everybody's on their blocks, right? I used to run track, and you know, my youngest son now, he's throwing the javelin, track and field, and that was not going to be my event. I would have skewered somebody. I almost dropped a shot put on my foot once. I was a runner, but you know, when that pistol goes off and the runners take your mark, that's Aries energy, and that's what we're dealing with right now. And I just, you know, you feel the adrenaline. Like, I used to get so nervous. We'd all, you know, have our our hands, our fingers on that wine, and I'd always like false start because I'd get so nervous before that sound went off. It's like the popping of a champagne cork. Pop! Oh, scary things. Bunch of crows got a bunny on our lawn this week. Kind of a fatal attraction moment. I see this. My husband went out with a shovel and he buried it in the woods. There's like cotton ball fluff all over my lawn. Oh, poor bunny. But anyway, so yeah, it's been quite a ride, and I think it's probably going to get even a little bit wilder. So buckle up. Get ready for any kind of weather. Make your wishes. Place your bets. Place your bets and let the horses run as they may. Oh no, it's that bird. He followed me into the woods. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Tweet, tweet. He followed me into the woods. All right. Oh, I'm getting cold. I think I'm going to have to go in. Well, so anyway, it should be quite an exciting week. He has the week off for his birthday, as usual. So I guess maybe we'll go tour a college or something, whatever we can do to celebrate. Maybe have some cake and kick off another year. Should be a good one. Oh, so I hope you have a spectacular week, and wherever it takes you. And I shall see you next week. Until then, go plant a tree or something. Get outside. Take care. Ta-ta.